Hey everybody, welcome to the Happy Harvest Homestead. Today, let's talk about how and why I am replacing my meat rabbits. Now, before you freak out, notice that I'm specifically saying meat rabbits as in rabbits I'm using for meat, not meat rabbit breeders. I'm still keeping my meat rabbit breeders. I still plan on keeping them and breeding them and eating their babies for meat. But as many of you know, we've been having issues with all those things. As I've mentioned before, it's been 2 years since we've actually had a batch of meat rabbit kits to butcher. Most of the rabbits we've eaten in the past 2 years have been either kits or adult breeder rabbits who we've had to cull and who weren't meant to be butchered. I didn't expect to go so long without having rabbits to butcher. I keep expecting everything to turn around and us to go back to normal, how it used to be, where we'd have large batches of kits to butcher all the time, but it keeps ending up being that my hopes are in vain. We either have no litters, or the kits die before they're old enough to butcher, or like happened this past winter, that was so sad. We got a whole huge batch of kits who survived and were healthy and growing, almost to butcher weight. They were just a few pounds too small, and we were going to raise them for a few more weeks and then butcher them, and we were almost there, and then they all got sick and died. So this year, while I haven't given up hope in the long run, I've given up hope in the short run. Our rabbit operation is going very poorly, and while part of that is because we are temporarily housing them in not the best situation, and it's summertime, and my hope for this fall when the weather cools off and they go back in their big, spacious, awesome, renovated colony, it's still probably going to take a while for them to get pregnant, and then the first few litters in the colony will probably be bad, since most of the does in there will either be new moms or moms whose first few litters have gone horribly wrong. I'm hoping by next spring we'll have some kits to butcher, like a whole huge batch of multiple litters like how we used to have a few years ago, but that is quite a while to wait for rabbits to eat. And there's also a good chance that kits won't be ready by that point and we'll have to wait even longer. So this spring, as I was figuring all this out, I decided to hopefully temporarily split my focus of meat animals, and instead of just doubling down and putting all my time and effort and energy into meat rabbits, I also started hatching out some meat chickens. We have raised chickens like this in the past to butcher, like we bred them ourselves and hatched the eggs and then raised them up and ate them, but it was only 3 or 4 extra little roosters we had when we were hatching hens to replace our breeder hens who were getting too old. Because at that time, a few years ago, we had so many rabbits to butcher, we've never really needed to more massively produce chicken meat. So like I said before, we haven't focused on it much at all. But the fact that we have done it before, and this is not our first time, is really comforting to me. If we went into something new to replace our meat rabbits, like quail or ducks or one of the other many meat options, it would be a completely new endeavor, learning about a completely new animal. It'd be a huge leap into something completely new. It's much easier to just make a few tweaks to our already existing awesome, hearty, dual-purpose chicken breed and just hatch a whole bunch of babies from them. Now, the way we're raising these meat chicks is very unorthodox, and I want to do a lot of videos diving deeper into how we're doing it, why the regular way isn't always the best way, and just all the juicy stuff that I'm super excited about. But all those topics deserve their own separate videos. I'm not going to try to cram it all in here. In our years of homesteading, I've come to find that chickens are so much easier than rabbits. They're really the easiest farm animal I have ever raised. While they're not nearly as fun or exciting or clean or quiet as rabbits, we've had really good luck with our chickens being hardy, being smart, to an extent that a chicken can be smart, thriving in our climate, even with the extreme winters and summers we've had lately. We've had luck with our roosters, breeding our hens properly. We've had several of our hens go broody and hatch chicks for us for free. And ever since we got our new incubator and stopped using our low-quality, super cheap one, our hatching rate has been amazing too. All leading up to us being able to hatch over 100 chicks, and while not all of them have survived, we still have a large number of chicks being raised on our homestead for meat. It's been so gratifying and exciting for my plans to go as planned. Of course, like, we've had chicks die and we've had weird stuff happen, but by this point I completely expected that. And I'm just overjoyed at the fact that most things have gone right. Our incubator has practically gone non-stop since March. Every 3 weeks we have a batch of chicks hatch. Usually we have about 20 hatch, and then I refill the incubator with fertilized eggs and wait another 3 weeks for another batch to hatch. Now that we have the goat area set up for chicks, housing them is going to be so easy. And our oldest batch of chicks that hatched in March is big and fully feathered. I believe 20 out of the 22 have survived up to this point, which is awesome. And while they're not big enough to butcher yet, like those rabbits last winter, they're getting pretty big and I'm getting pretty excited. And with our luck with chickens, I'm fairly confident that we'll actually get to butcher them soon, which I'm super excited about. If you can't already tell, I am super, super excited. I know I've said that probably like 24 times, but I really am excited about this. Well, I guess it's not so new. We've been doing it since spring. But in the grand scheme of things, I guess it is fairly new endeavor of mass producing meat chickens for our table. I hope you guys continue to join me. Like I said before, I'm going to be posting videos like crazy about all the little details. We've been so blessed to, kind of on accident, create such an amazing line of chickens, and I hope to share the knowledge we've gained from this whole experience with you guys, but those topics will be saved for separate videos. Thanks for watching! He actually made me bleed that time. See on this middle finger? It's all red and bloody. Oh my gosh, I can't do it anymore. Hope! Just leave me alone! I get a really good shot and then a goat jumps on me and ruins it and I can't use it anymore. Or I'll get like 2 seconds of something and then a goat will nudge me and I'll shake the thing like this. And then it'll just look so bad. Just leave me alone, please! Hope! You ruined it again.